Oh, I forgot my mic was on, was muted. But uh, thank you for joining me on my stream tonight. I'm not doing any sort of gameplay. Oh. All right, so thank you for joining me. Working out the kinks. Maybe I'll turn this down a bit. Okay, maybe that's a little bit better. But tonight we are not playing any games. We are cleaning the Genesis. Found this a while back. No cords, no games for no controllers for $10. But I figured it was time to clean this up and give it a test because I actually found a power cord for it. I do have some games for it too, and I'm excited because this is the high def one, so this one supports RGB. Hopefully it works. If not, it at least is going to be clean. Only issue with it is there's some scuffing here, so the decals are kind of, I don't know, all spread out everywhere. But hopefully we can get this nice and clean, and I'll be able to use it. Because right now I only have a Nomad, which is okay. The screen's okay. And then I also have a Model 3, which is kind of garbage. Either way, let's get started. I'm going to put on some gloves. I've got all my supplies here. And please, if you're joining in, feel free to leave a message, say hi, and I'll try to make this as accommodating as possible. So let's see if I can't get this more in screen there. That's a little bit better. Sorry, you get to see my my chubbiness, but either way, we're gonna get this thing clean. So first off, we're gonna remove this sticker. Let's not worry about it right now. Get some Clorox wipes. We're gonna do a nice surface clean, just real quick. Get all that surface dirt, so it makes it easier to at least touch it without feeling too dirty. Maybe get a little bit on the sticker, have it soak up, make it be easier to remove. I got some music going, some video game music going. Hopefully you guys are enjoying it. Let me know if it's too loud or something, or if you want it turned up so you don't have to hear my voice, something like that. Yeah, well, I would do requests, but this is just a playlist that I listen to. So I don't have a bot or anything to take care of it. It'd be nice to have a bot. Maybe I'll figure that out. I finally updated my stream just a tad bit too. Since last night, actually, I've got some of the chat here. So if I wanted to type a message, pops up right in the box there, right there. I think that's pretty cool. I'm pretty proud of myself in that sense. But yeah, I'm just getting the hang of this streaming stuff. I did a lot of stuff on YouTube before recording videos, and a few streams, and I don't know. Streaming is not bad. It's pretty fun. Let's see if that sticker wants to come off now. Yeah, it's a little bit easier to soak through. And bonus points if anybody can actually name this song. Yeah, maybe I'll start sending stickers for people who show up and start answering some of my questions. Ooh. This pesky sticker. It's been on here for a while. If I had if I had taken this off earlier, like when I first got it, I think I had got this probably 4 months ago, 4 or 5 months ago. If I had taken it off right then and there, it would be way easier to take off the sticker, but guess not. Garbage. That's the thing I like about these Clorox wipes. This is all I use right here for a nice surface clean. It's not non-damaging to the plastic. It takes off a lot of dirt, but it's also very helpful on adhesives. So you see like this sticky residue here. I have a video showing you that you can remove it using like alcohol, rubbing alcohol, or lighter fluid. But these Clorox wipes are super convenient because they're easy to use. They're convenient. They're right there. You can just pull it out, and then if you just do, a nice hard rub, as you can see right there, it's coming off already. Super easy. I'm sure you can see that coming off on the video pretty clear. And now you see there's no sticker residue. I mean, there's a little bit, but the bulk of it's all gone. It doesn't leave behind anything, any weird residue either. But I haven't decided whether or not I wanted to take this console apart yet to do a clean. I don't know. I've never taken apart a Genesis, actually. And that's probably one of the reasons why. I'd like to say welcome to anybody who's just joining. Pretty low-key stream compared to last night's. Last night I was playing some Overwatch, which is pretty fun. But today I thought I'd take it a little bit easier and clean this console. Man, I love this game. Castle Crashers, that's what this song's from. If you haven't played Castle Crashers, you're definitely missing out. If you like shmup, or not shmups, but side-scrolling beat-em-ups, it's definitely a game you need to check out. I know it's pretty popular, but a lot of people like collecting Alien Hominid. I wish they did a physical release for Castle Crashers, because that game was way too fun. I think when it first came out, when I first got it on Xbox Live Arcade or something, I played through that game. I wouldn't be surprised if we played through it like 10 or 15 times with my buddies. Try to get all the different types of weapon sets, max out all the characters, get all the characters. And you can see right there, just getting in there into the creases and crevices. There's dust everywhere, so that's the kind of stuff I don't like dealing with. If it's there, I gotta get rid of it. you know, I don't like touching it. I posted this up on the stream that I was streaming up on Instagram and Facebook, and you know, it's getting some attention, but no one's coming to visit. Everyone's more focused on the fact that this Genesis was $10, which it was before when I had that sticker on there. But whoops, I wasn't trying to show off that it was $10 or anything. I'm just trying to get all this dirt and dust out. Honestly, I don't know how stuff like this accumulates, because I'll get like that normal layer of dust on my collection and my systems, but that's nothing a duster can't take care of. But like this type of stuff is actual dirt, and you can't just take it out with a duster. So hopefully that's good. And of course there's like smaller areas I'm not going to get to without taking this thing apart. It's funny, I've never owned a Model 1 Genesis. I was never much of a Genesis guy. I've only owned a Model 3, which I picked up at a flea market. And then a Nomad, which I also picked up at a flea market. But growing up as a kid, never had a Model 1. If you need help, read the owner's manual thoroughly before you connect your system. If you have any difficulty, first consult the troubleshooting section of the manual. If you need service, call the Sega Consumer Service Department. There you go, if you need help. Looks pretty dusty in there. But overall, the surface clean is looking pretty good. Overall bulk of it's pretty good. I just use some of this stuff, like glass cleaner. It's pretty safe for the system. To give it like a last polish, I guess. Put a little bit on a paper towel or a soft cloth. Just give it a quick wipe. Get off some of the fibers that you've put on there using the Clorox wipes. It's not going to be a perfect clean, but it's going to be a lot better than what it was before. Even then, the paper towel is just a tad bit dirty. Okay. Overall, pretty good surface clean. Nice and shiny. I mean, with the exception of this guy here, you know, that scrape. Either way, I've never had a Model 1. $10, I couldn't say no. And now it's clean enough for me to handle with my bare hands, even though I was handling it with my bare hands earlier. But you know what I mean. Okay. Now should I plug it in? So a cool thing I want to show you, since I'm working on this Genesis here, it's kind of timely. I guess we can call this like a Sega themed sort of stream. Lift this up here. We went to the pawn shop today because I got a text from somebody we know that works there. This guy is an employee there, and one of the days that I found some NES games there, we got to talking about some of his old favorites. He said he'd been looking for a few titles, and I actually happen to have extras of those, so I offered to sell him a couple for a really good price. So I hooked him up, and then in return, he said if he ever comes across any NES stuff or Nintendo stuff or retro gaming stuff at his pawn shop, he'll be sure to let me know. And so today I get a text message from him saying, hey, we got some stuff in, we just put it out, come check it out, or if there's anything you're looking for, I can set it aside. I didn't know what they had, but I just decided to go check it out anyway. And we did happen to find some good stuff. So there's NES stuff, Nintendo 64, and Genesis. And we found mostly Genesis stuff. So, which is why I'm working on this Genesis now. I kind of want to test out the games. But first thing I want to show you, Final Fantasy. This one, it was listed at $5. And at $5 I had to pick it up. But he did hook us up with all these games at a different price. So I'll tell you about that after I show you all these titles. We also picked up Ghouls and Ghosts for Sega Genesis, complete with the cartridge and the manual and the insert. It's all in there. It's kind of backwards. This was originally priced at $10. We have a favorite of mine, Boogerman. I have the version that's on Super Nintendo. I've never played it on Genesis, but I heard that the soundtrack on this one is actually better, or like the sound quality is better. Whether or not that's true, we don't know. We're gonna give it a try, and we'll see for ourselves. This one does not have the manual in it, though. This one was also priced at $10. We have Tiny Toon Adventures, Buster's Hidden Treasure. This game, I've never played it before. It is a Konami title. I like Konami titles a lot. I've never played it, but this is actually brand new sealed. It's got a small tear there, but either way, it's brand new in the cardboard box. They wanted $15 for this one. So it's 15 on that. And then coup de grace, Adventures of Batman and Robin in the cardboard box. Well, when you open it, and the box is in pretty decent shape. This red part itself is probably in the worst shape, but it comes with the cart. Cart's in awesome shape. It also comes with the manual, just the generic paper manual. But they wanted $10 on this too, which is a steal. But since I hooked up that guy, the employee, a new acquaintance of mine, with those other games, he decided to hook me up with these games at the store. So they wanted $10 on this. So there's 5 games total. There's 3 $10 titles, 1 $15 title, and 1 $5 title. But he ended up knocking down these prices a considerable amount to get me all these for about $33. So it was like $7 each on these, and then like $1.99 on this, something like that. So it was pretty good deal. I do have the receipt somewhere, but it's too far for me to reach. Unfortunately, that's kind of sad, but it was a pretty solid deal. I'm excited for it. I do have this one on Super Nintendo, which is a little bit more sought after. It's a little bit more rare. It's a little bit more pricey. But I feel like I've heard that there's actually a difference in gameplay. Don't know if that's true, but I'm excited to give it a try, actually. So, and this is the reason for the stream. This is why I wanted to get this Genesis out and clean it and actually give it a test. Oh, also I found didn't really find, but I went to my local game store. It's another Castle Games, and they actually had a Model 1 power supply. It says $20.50 on it. I actually got it for less because I had leftover store credit, and I used that credit on this from trading in cheap games that I ended up buying. And yeah, I mean, I'm excited to give this a test drive now. So and that's the thing that kind of, I don't know, it doesn't anger me, but it doesn't make sense to me with Sega. Sega has so many different consoles, variations, so many different accessories, and they have, with those different variations, they have a bunch of different power supplies. So, like the Master System and the Model 1, I believe, actually can use this one. And then you have the Model 2, which is the MK1602. But there's also the MK2103, I think. That's a slightly smaller one. That one's for the Model 2 Genesis, the smaller one. And that one works with the Nomad and the 32X, I believe. But does not work with the Model 1. So, finally was able to track down Model 1 power supply, and now I can try this console out, see if it works. And I can see right here I missed a few spots. There's still some dirt in there. Okay. Well, in the meantime, I'm just gonna do a quick pause and I'm gonna hook up this system and we're gonna see if it works. Okay, we are back. We are back. So I've got my the Genesis all hooked up. Fortunately, I only have RF. I don't have a way to stream it through the Elgato. I don't have the composite out. So hopefully you just take my word for it. We're going to test to see if this turns on first off. So we got the on switch. Look for the power light here. Alright, awesome. So it looks like the power adapter does work, and this Genesis, in fact, does turn on, which is fantastic. So that's one good sign. Next sign is to see if this Genesis will actually produce a picture. So let's see what channel I'm on here. So I'm on channel 4. See if I can't get in there with something. Maybe I'll just try it on channel 3 since it's on channel 3 right now. Okay. Okay, so we get kind of a picture. You hear that? So we get a black screen when the Genesis is on, which is a good sign. I got my generic controller here, non-Sega brand, but it's from Blockbuster Video. This is pretty cool. I've actually never used this controller. and we're gonna test out some games. So out of the ones that I've got here, let's go ahead and put in Boogerman first. And this card is actually in fantastic condition. I haven't cleaned this cart yet, but if you can look at the label, you know, it's all intact. Still kind of got a lot of gloss to it, and that's kind of the issue that I find with a lot of Genesis games. The labels are made out of a pretty cheap paper, and over time they just kind of fade and become kind of, I don't know, they look like paper, like used paper essentially. For example, here's the Ghosts and Goblins one. There's less gloss. I don't know if you can see that, but then also like at the edge, you can see that there's some white wear and tear on it. So we'll give that a test in just a bit, but we're going to turn on Boogerman here. And we have a picture, which is awesome. Don't mind my messy room. I'll show you real quick. On my Trinitron, give me something. Maybe not. See, I got produced by or licensed. So that's something. Yeah, I don't know why it's not booting up. Maybe I had to clean the pins a bit. So I got some 91% isopropyl alcohol, some Q-tips. You see if cleaning the pins don't help that out. I don't have much experience with Genesis stuff, so I don't know why. You know, if it could be any other reason why I would get like a licensing screen and not the rest of the game. So let's give a pin cleaning a try and see if that helps. Now you can see that there's some dirt on it. Or it could even be the pins inside the Genesis. Alright. It's nice and dry. Let's give this another try. Get the licensing screen. Can you hear that?
It works.
We've got Boogerman. I don't know if you can see that very well, but Boogerman is on the screen. Awesome. Start, pass. Oh, I got a flush down. That's right. This is great. This is cool. It's technically my first, I don't know, not my first Genesis, but it feels like my first Genesis. Because it's a Model 1. Okay, so next game. Boogerman works. All it needed was a pin cleaning, a quick pin rub with some rubbing alcohol. It was giving me a licensing screen, but it was not booting up to the title screen. Alright, next up is Ghouls and Ghosts. Same deal with this guy. Haven't tested it yet. Just cleaned this Genesis. Down here. I don't know if you want to see that, but we'll give it a try. No licensing screen, just a black one. So it could be the case that they played this one a little bit more. Okay, I repositioned it. I got a licensing screen, and I got Sega boot up. And I have Ghouls and Ghosts on the screen. Cool. And I actually have this game already, Ghouls and Ghosts. So this is kind of a duplicate copy. Very cool. Ghouls and Ghosts. It works. I didn't even have to clean the pins. I will do it anyway though, because since I'm going to be trading this off, might as well make sure it works on the first try. And if this, I'm assuming all these games came from the same collector or same person. And if that's the case, I can definitely tell that they enjoyed playing Ghouls and Ghosts a lot more than playing Boogerman. The pins are much more worn out, much more dirty. But they're still in really good shape though. Not corroded or anything. Just a light sprinkling of dust on there. And that's what's so great about like these Genesis clamshells. I think Sega did a real good job. Oh, wait. The cover came off. Yeah. It wasn't an insert. This is actually the manual for Ghouls and Ghosts, but the cover came off. Still pretty clean though. But back to what I was saying. That's the thing I love about Genesis games. Even though I wasn't much of a Genesis person, they sold them in these plastic clamshell cases, and they're perfect for display, for storage. You can put your games in there. You don't have to worry about dust. It keeps them in good condition, even though the label of this one's worn, probably from just handling and putting it in and taking it out of the console so many times. The game itself, the pins are in awesome shape for like a 20-something-year-old game. It's coming up on 30 years. In 2 years, this is going to be a 30-year-old game. It's crazy. Next game, we have The Adventures of Batman and Robin, which I'm super excited for. And my least favorite box design, these Genesis cardboard slipcovers. It's just, they're so flimsy, they're not built to last. There's a little bit of gunk on here. I don't know what it is. Kind of looks like doo-doo. Let's look at these pins. They look pretty good too. I don't think this person played their games too much. Let's pop it into the Genesis and see what we get first. Licensing screen. We get a Sega screen, which is probably a good sign. And we have a Batman symbol. Don't even need to clean this one. Just boot it up. And automatically this game is like way different from the Super Nintendo version, I can tell. Actually looks a lot cooler. I don't know how I jumped though. Either way, pretty cool. It works. I'm just gonna give it a nice little, quick little refresher on the pins. Not sure if I want to keep this yet. I mean, I'm not much of a box collector. There's a little bit of gunk on the label, for next to the B and the O in Robin. But I don't really want to mess with it too much because these labels are pretty fragile. Kind of like N64 labels. So I'll kind of leave that for the next person if I end up getting rid of this. Awesome, all these Genesis games work. As well as the Genesis. So I was cleaning that Genesis. I was testing the Genesis, and I was testing these games that I picked up today. So overall, pretty good session for cleaning. Next thing, since this works, I mean, general surface clean. I didn't open it up yet. It probably needs some cleaning, you know, inside, but I'll save that for a different day. But the next thing that I'm going to be addressing, I haven't really posted about this, but it is a Master System. Sega Master System. So I think this was Sega's answer to the NES, their 8-bit system. It's got a lot of cool features, advanced features. Yeah, I've never had one before. I don't know much about it, actually. Got it for $40 from some random kind of cluttered thrift store on a trip downtown one day, and found it with 2 controllers and the RF adapter, and they wanted $40, and it was in decent shapes, and I've never had a Master System, and I thought, why not? Let's pick it up and try it out. Unfortunately, it didn't have the power adapter. Fortunately, the Model 1 power adapter works for the Sega Master System. Since I got one today, I'm going to give it a try, see if it at least powers on. I don't have any Master System games to test it out, but I want to see if it at least turns on. If not, I'm out $40. So it's plugged in. I guess you can do this with me. You got the reset button here. You got the pause button here, because they're actually not on the controllers. Power button down here. Card input, which I don't know what that is for, since I've never owned a Master System and I don't know much about it. And let's power it on, see if this turns on. I think this light turns on. Hopefully it does. Ooh, it does turn on. And I'm getting some kind of fuzzy picture on the screen. It's not a black screen, but it's a lot of staticky lines. So, but I'm getting some sort of response, which is a good thing. Not bad. Now I just need to find myself a Master System game to go along with it to test it out. So if anybody has a Master System game that they want to send my way, should definitely hit me up. So awesome. So it does turn on, which is nice. Nice to know. I've already cleaned the exterior of this one, so I don't need to address that. But yeah, I mean, that's all I had planned for the stream, I guess. Real quick one. I could clean this Final Fantasy. Let's clean this Final Fantasy, why not? Let's do it. Got nothing else to do right now. A good old Clorox wipe. I probably end up saying it enough, like on this channel and my YouTube channel. Almost sounds like I'm sponsored by them for using their product, but I'm not. You know, I just find it way convenient for, you know, what it is. I don't have to worry about spraying anything. I just pull it out and I can use it takes off a lot of the surface dirt. Fairly safe on labels, which is not bad. As long as you're not like rubbing the crap out of the label. Just enough to get that surface dirt off. Oh, someone just won something on a game show, The Wall. Have you guys seen that show, The Wall? It is a fun game show. They won $1 million. That's huge. My fiance and I, we're kind of on a game show kick right now, so we've been enjoying whatever's on the game show network. So just a quick surface clean, not too bad. The lighting in here, I mean, there's some brown stains that I can't get rid of. It's just burnt into the plastic essentially, but all the dust and the actual grime is off. It wasn't too dirty. But we'll see about the pins. The pins are usually the biggest culprit of dirty games. No, it's not too bad. Oh, also, I forgot to mention, if you're sticking around this long and heard my story about the pawn shop employee that hooked me up with those Genesis games and this Final Fantasy for $2. He also told me that they have an NES console there, and I actually don't have an NES right now because I ended up shipping it over to Game Boy Zero. Game Boy Zero is the person who did the logo for me. This logo down here, this one, that one, that one, and the color one, and he's doing some of my music and helping me with an animation for my YouTube channel. He didn't have an NES, so I sent him my personal one because I didn't want to give him one that potentially would, die out in a couple years. So I don't have an NES. The guy at the pawn shop who hooked me up on these games said that they do have an NES, but they can't get it to work, which is awesome. They have it priced at $29.99, but they haven't put it out. Tomorrow, if they can't get it to work, then he's gonna give me a call and let me know, and they're gonna try to give it to me for a lot cheaper. And hopefully I can fix it. So maybe that might be another stream. These pins themselves are pretty good shape. I didn't play too much. The only question for this game would be is if the battery's still good. It still saves. Yeah, not too bad. This game would probably work if I plugged it in. If I had an NES right now. I've been thinking about getting like a Retron or like a Superboy or something. But just because of how convenient it is. Either way, super stoked. Finally got a chance to clean up this Model 1 Genesis. Cleaned it pretty well. It's too bad I can't, fix this. But this model I'm keeping until I can find an upgrade. Just because this one is actually the high definition model. It supports RGB. Has a couple extra ports back here. Not all of them have this. I believe that's the case. I'm still learning about Genesis stuff. I was mostly a Nintendo guy. But now I finally have this all cleaned up. It's ready to go, ready to sit in the room. Ready for some playtime. On top of that, found some really awesome games at the pawn shop. Got Booger Man, Ghouls and Ghosts, Adventures of Batman and Robin. These two complete in box, this one missing the instructions. Then we've also got this game here, Tiny Toon, Buster's Hidden Treasure. Brand new sealed, small tear in the seal, but was able to spend $33 on these 3 games and $10 on this, and then use some leftover store credit to pick up a adapter so I can play the Genesis. Oh, $33 also include this Final Fantasy. So overall, I'm super excited about this stream specifically. I don't know. It's just it's a good day when things come together like this. You find some games, you clean some games, and you get systems working, get games working. But anyway, I guess that's it for now. I mean, I don't really have anything else for you unless you guys want to see some gameplay. But honestly, there's nobody here right now. That's okay. This was kind of an impromptu stream anyway. You guys can check it out on the video on demand. Got some music going. It's not bad. My last stream actually, when I cleaned the Nintendo 64, which actually ended up going to Game Boy Zero as well. My last stream, I cleaned an N64, and I did that for almost 3 hours, which is pretty crazy. This one was much faster because I didn't have to disassemble it. Overall, this was much cleaner. I didn't have to worry about what was inside. But it was just a nice little surface clean. It's been quarantined for a while, so I know that there's no bugs in it, at the very least. But yeah, I mean, super quick stream, super quick clean, and super excited to have it now. Finally have it. I guess that's it for my stream tonight. Pretty short, pretty low key. It looks like we got a new viewer. So what's going on, man? How's it going? If you'd like to see anything else, feel free to let me know, and maybe I'll get that set up. Maybe some gameplay. If not, I'll probably call it a night. Just because I have to do some stuff. I had to write a blog actually for With Friends Daily. That's actually my friend's blog. Decided to go all in on it. We have a couple other guys writing with us about toys, comics, and games. I'm handling some of the retro stuff. So if you like reading about that type of stuff, I'm going to be writing up a blog and on that, and you can check that out too. It's withfriendsdaily.com. So definitely check that out. Last thing I wrote about was how networking in the retro gaming community helps a butt ton. That's, if I had one piece of advice for any sort of retro collector or retro gamer that's trying to be like quote unquote successful, definitely go out and network. Get to know who's in the community, who's going to be your friend, who's not, I guess. Even though you should try to be friends with everybody, and use that to your advantage. You got a lot of people that help you out, especially coming from today. That employee didn't have to hook me up, but I offered to hook him up with some of the games that he's been wanting. And when I came to visit him today, after he gave me a tip about them putting out some games, he definitely hooked it up on this. So this was originally priced at $5. He gave it to me for $2. That's $5 was a deal to begin with, but $2 is even better. So he didn't have to do that. I didn't ask for it. I was totally prepared to pay $5, and he ended up saying, "Hey, let's see what we can do." So it worked out. Networking helps a lot. Don't be afraid to talk to some people. They oh my God, Pete. Hey, what's going on, man? How you doing? Thanks for joining. It's a pretty low key stream right now. Oh my God, Pete. Do I know you in real life? I'm pretty low key on stream, on Twitch at least, so I don't really know everybody's screen names, but just chilling. You don't know? Oh, I don't know you. Okay. Well, nice to meet you. Thanks for joining. I really appreciate it. So if you're just joining me now, I just got finished cleaning a Genesis. I've had this for about 5 months. Never got a chance to clean it or test it because I didn't have a power supply, but I managed to find some games today and a power supply. So I just gave it a small test run to make sure it works. And that way, I know I didn't waste my money. But for now, I don't really have anything else planned for the stream. Just kind of chilling, just like you. And I don't know if you want. I've already cleaned this Master System. I got nothing else to do. So what brings you to the stream, man? Did you come from Facebook, from Instagram, from wherever? What interests you? Or what would you like to see? I've basically done everything I've needed to do for the stream already, so it's kind of a free-for-all at this point. If you want to see some gameplay, I can set that up. Genesis is pretty limited because I don't have composite. I only have RF. But I can do I don't know, basically anything else. You like retro consoles? Okay, that's right. I could imagine. I only post the retro tags and stuff, so hopefully you like retro stuff. You thinking old school consoles? Okay. Alright, is it older than NES? Because that's a different generation. We're talking Super Legacy, Atari, ColecoVision. Intellivision, Odyssey. I mean, the newer kinds of consoles are not bad. If we're talking Xbox One, PS4, they do have a decent amount of good games. Although there's a huge focus on multiplayer, which I'm not really about. I like single player games. From Atari 26 to before Xbox. Original Xbox. Okay, so you're pretty old school. I mostly stick around 8-bit and later. So I don't have much to say about the 2600 or any of those legacy consoles. I was a Nintendo kid growing up, starting with the NES and then moving on through each of the generations after that. My personal favorite is probably, I would have to say the Super Nintendo is my favorite. What's your favorite console, man? It's a good song here. You have a YouTube of me playing over 200 games. Wow. That's impressive, man. If you want, I mean, I don't have a lot of viewers on this. I have a YouTube channel too. It's called DigiDestin Games if you want to check that out. But you're free to plug it on here if you want. Or if you send me a ping or something on one of my accounts, Instagram or Facebook or Twitch, anything, I'll definitely check out your channel. I love meeting people with channels, love seeing their content, and that way I can improve on mine because I'm just getting started with this type of stuff. And especially streaming, this is technically maybe my 5th stream. But Sega Genesis is, I mean, I never grew up with it. My cousins had it, but I can definitely agree that there's some like awesome games on it. Like I don't know if you're tuned in earlier, but I happened to find this at a pawn shop, which is The Adventures of Batman and Robin. There's also a port that's on Super Nintendo, but apparently they're pretty different. So I'm actually excited to play these and compare and contrast the two, see how they fare against each other. I've also recently acquired Castlevania Bloodlines, which I'm super excited for. I'm a huge Konami fan, or old school Konami fan. They kind of lost their way recently, but Castlevania is probably one of my favorite franchises from them, and I've been dying to play Castlevania Bloodlines, so hopefully I can get on Bloodlines soon enough, maybe play it on stream, kind of share that first experience with people, or maybe record it so I don't bore people with all the deaths and stuff. But Pete's Retro Room, so if you guys are tuning in, definitely check out Pete's Retro Room on YouTube. So he's got apparently 200, or he's got videos of him playing 200 games. So that's pretty crazy. That's pretty impressive. So yeah, Castlevania is one of my favorite franchises. I would have to say my favorite by far is the first Castlevania for NES. And then, oh man, like Super Castlevania 4 is pretty darn good. Dracula X is pretty darn good. I haven't had a chance to play the original Rondo of Blood, but maybe one day if I get a PC Engine and PC Engine CD. I've heard that a lot of people's favorite Castlevania is Bloodlines on Genesis, which I haven't played before, and I mentioned that earlier. And hopefully, if it's as good as people say it is, then maybe it'll become one of my favorites. Hard but fun. Oh, I bet. There's like no Castlevania game that is not hard. Actually, I would say that Super Castlevania 4 was pretty darn easy. Like, you kind of blow through the first, I don't know, 6 or so levels, and then like the last couple levels are pretty challenging. Castlevania. I need a sub button. Yes, I do. Like I mentioned, I'm kind of new to this Twitch thing. I actually, my first stream on Twitch was last night, and I was playing Overwatch. So, hopefully, and I've already added this little chat feature here. This guy is a brand new feature that I just added this morning. Same thing with the Discord channel, but I don't really have anybody on the Discord channel. It's just in case for now. But I'm working on building this channel. Hopefully, I can get a sub button going, some more things going. I don't know, maybe some of my social media like Facebook and Instagram and Twitter, so people can start following me there. Um, but yeah, this is super bare, super basic, and I mean, if you stick around and you can sub from my profile, if you stick around, um, hopefully I can get that developed sooner rather than later. So I got a giant playlist here of video game music, and might as well play some Castlevania. I still got these gloves on. I don't even need these on anymore because I'm not cleaning consoles anymore. Just talking with main man Pete. I'm assuming that's your name. If you, I would recommend a personal friend of mine. If you really like retro games and retro streams and retro gameplay, you should definitely check out my buddy Blurry Gill. And he's got an awesome stream. He's got bots, he's got animations, he's got giveaways. He's got lots of great giveaways. So hopefully, eventually I build up on that. Eventually reach his level. That way I can start doing more fancy stuff. For the time being, it's going to be pretty low key. Just kind of chilling. But thank you, Pete, for tweeting my stream on your Twitter. I appreciate that. Any kind of exposure, I really appreciate it. So I'm trying to do a little bit of branding too. I was talking about earlier how a buddy of mine, Game Boy Zero, you can check out his channel on YouTube. You can just search Game Boy Space Zero. It's a relatively new channel. He's just getting into it, but he's been helping me with logo design, which I have down there, and animation and some theme music, and also these here. So this is the main logo design for my channel. I had it made into stickers. I've got a whole bunch of them, and eventually I'm gonna be trying to give these away to some lucky followers. So I've got a whole bunch of them, and still working out the kinks. So maybe, I mean, if you stick around, or even if you have Instagram, go check out my Instagram, DigiDestin. It's spelled just like this. I have a photo on there with a bunch of these stickers, and I'm trying to give them away. And for some reason, nobody wants them. I mean, I'm sure people want them, but they don't want to go through the trouble of going through what I asked. I had them like the photo, comment on the photo, and then share one of my other photos. It's kind of a marketing scheme, but I thought it'd work. But I guess not. I have a few people that want stickers, but if you go and like that, hoodies next. Yes, hoodies and t-shirts. My other buddy of mine actually makes t-shirts, banners, and stickers. So hopefully when I get to that point, I'll be making those. Yeah, I mean, I don't know how far it's gonna go with this. Hopefully I want to make a hat out of it. I'm a big hat person. Maybe a smaller logo. Maybe like a simpler, just like a D or something. But I definitely want a hat. But yeah, go like my photo. Just like that one photo. DM me, and I'll send you a sticker, man. Free of charge. I'll try to do it next week. Trying to get my name out there. I'm not trying to be big or anything. I'm just trying to make friends, because like I mentioned before, I wrote a small blog on how important it is to network and get to know people. If I can help you, you can help me, that sort of thing. If you're ever looking for anything, let me know. I'm gonna keep my eye out. Of course, if I get too many people, hitting me up, then it might be difficult. But either way, I try to help people out. So yeah, Pete, if you want one, man, hit me up on Instagram. The Twitch account's not ready yet for that type of attention. Followed on Instagram. Thank you, man. If you have one, actually, I'm just going to check my Instagram right now. And if I see you, then I'm going to give you a follow too. Because that's the kind of person I am. 805 Pete. And you got Beavis and Butthead on your little avatar. That's awesome, man. I remember watching a lot of Beavis and Butthead. See that? You got, I don't know if you can see that, but that's 805 Pete's Instagram right there. Give him a follow. Just find a way to contact me, DM me your address. I'll send you a sticker, man. Whisper, is that Twitch's version of DMing? If that's the case, go ahead and do that. I just have to write it down or something. If it's something I can access later, then definitely go for it. But if it's something that's timed, if I can't access it in a few days, then I wouldn't recommend it. So you said that Sega Genesis is your favorite. What is your favorite game on Sega Genesis? And I welcome constructive criticism and suggestions. So you got Pete telling me that I should add a subscription button, which I plan on doing. Now I didn't even realize it. I still new to Twitch, so I'll be adding that. If the music's too loud, if it's not loud enough, my mic's too loud, please let me know. I'm trying to adjust it so it's more comfortable, more accommodating for my viewers. Revenge of Shinobi. Unfortunately, a game I have not played. I'm sure it's good. But like I mentioned before, I was never much of a Genesis person, so a lot of the Genesis library is kind of strange to me. Not strange, but it's just not familiar to me. Whenever I think of ninja games, I always automatically go to Ninja Gaiden. I think of Ninja Gaiden. Oh, you know what I can do? I can try to play some Darius. Okay, I got your whisper. And I work from home, but I've been pretty swamped at work. I'll definitely try to ship out these stickers. These ones. If anybody else is tuning in and interested in a sticker, uh, go check out my Instagram. There's a photo on there with a whole bunch of these. Go ahead and like that. PM me, whisper me on here. I don't know. Just get a hold of me. I'm trying to give away 15 of these for now. So there's still a lot to be given away. But I'll definitely let you know once I do send them out or send it out. That way you can expect it. That way you're not seeing like some weird thing in the mailbox and wondering where it came from or what it is. So maybe I can set up some Darius. Let's see. It's kind of retro. Road Rash. Okay. Got some Darius going. Let's see here. Maybe I should update this now. Cleaning with console cleaning with DigiDestin. How about some Darius bursts? Alright. Just give me a moment. I'm gonna go on pause real quick. And actually I grab a controller because I can't play this with a keyboard. And we're just gonna play some Darius Burst. This is a game that I can. It's an arcade game. I'm not very good at it, but it's a game I can kind of play, keep you guys entertained, instead of me just talking this whole time. And that way you can see some gameplay. Not be bored. But yeah, I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Hopefully this works. Options. Controls. Can I only play with the keyboard? How was that? Oh, that was the Beat Mania. I thought that was Darius burst music. How's the volume on this? I guess I can't play with the controller. Oh well. Let's figure out how to do it on keyboard. Okay, where are my controls? Shot, turn, burst. What? That's all backwards. WASD is... No, we're going to change this up a bit. So WASD, shot, we're going to make shift. Turn, burst. There we go. Is this M? We'll go with these. Okay. So this game is Darius Burst. It is a new version of Taito's Shmup, which is the Darius series. And it was released in 2015. I actually got this game specifically from my buddy John Riggs from Rigged Games. He's got an awesome YouTube account, fixing games, making repros, that sort of thing. He had a free code because he gets promos every now and then, and I got it from him. But you can also get this game on Steam. They also have a physical copy on Limited Run Games. So they had one for PS4, and I believe they're releasing a copy in pretty soon here. So keep track of that on PS Vita. So if you have a Vita, definitely keep track of their website, their Twitter, and that way you know exactly when they go live. So let's see. I guess we'll do AC mode. I don't know what that means. And I'm no good at this game. I've never played this game before, but I do enjoy Darius games. Like Darius Twin's my favorite on Super Nintendo. Hopefully, Darius Burst EX, another Chronicle. Huh, okay. Original mode, Chronicle mode. Maybe we'll go with original for now. Yeah, but I'm no good at shmups. I just really enjoy them. Proceeds to zone selection without changing entry type. Your stock of ships will not decrease until you clear the game. Your score will not be recorded. This part is tempting because I don't want to bore people. I mean, I might die a lot, so I might end up playing the same level over and over again. So I guess we'll go with this one. And we'll go with normal. Push start. And we'll see how this goes. And the music that you're hearing is actually video game music. It's not music from Darius Burst. I just have a playlist going. So this is what it looks like. Ooh, I can turn around. Okay. I'm not that familiar with like newer shmups. This is actually kind of confusing to me. Ooh, that was close. There's a lot going on. I'm kind of scared. I'm surprised I'm not dead yet, actually. I think that's a shield one. Give me that. Yeah, the graphics look awesome, actually. I'm playing in windowed mode because I don't have 2 monitors. Hopefully I'll get some soon. But that way I can see everything. And this game is actually, you fight a lot of sea monsters. So you can see this kind of like, I don't know what he is. Maybe a nautilus or something? Ooh, I died. Yeah, super fun game. I'm kind of upset that maybe the newer version has controller support, but maybe because this was like a promo one or a downloadable code, maybe it doesn't support controllers. But you always end up fighting ocean-based marine life, alien, cybernetic spaceships. So. Oh, that's what the burst thing is. There you go. I'll probably be doing much better with controller. I wish I had a controller. Let me know if you want to hear the actual audio. Maybe I'll turn that down, turn the music down, and turn up the. Oh, I'm dead. Turn up the music for. How are you supposed to do that? Turn up the music for, you know. For the game. This is definitely challenging though. Like Darius Twin is nowhere close to being this difficult or bullet hell like. Because this is very bullet hell like. This is probably the worst part here. Did I do it? Oh, there we go. Next zone. Zone F. B or F? Is that a B? Is that, or is it E? E or F? You got 2 seconds. I'll go with F. What's nice is you can actually shoot the bullets, the majority of the bullets. Oh God, this is so. There's like a lot going on right now. I just want that yellow orb because the yellow orb's the kill all. Oh my gosh. Sorry about my keyboard. My keyboard's it's got cherry reds, the switches in it, and oh my gosh, I don't even know what's going on. Yeah, it can be pretty noisy at times. Thanks for hosting, man. Appreciate it. Maybe one day I'll get little fancy thingy saying that you're hosting. Oh no. Oh my gosh. I don't know how I'm still alive. Ooh, that was a close one. This was not good. Steel Series blue color. Hey, Uber Ninja, thanks for coming, man. That's Peter. I don't know, somebody. I'm trying to smile, but this game's pretty intense. So we're going through our first playthrough of Darius Burst. I'm not doing too well, and it's kicking my butt. You know, it's kind of hard to talk and concentrate and yeah. Steel Series. My buddy's got Steel Series. Pete. He's got the blue keys. It's pretty noisy. It's a nice keyboard. I was really big into FPS games, which is why I opted for the reds. But I'm kind of moving away from that, so hopefully I can get some browns or something. Fantastic. Honestly, I've died a few times, which is a given, but I don't know how I've lasted this long, or I haven't died more. Oh, it's kind of like a porcupine, or pufferfish. All right, so this boss is pretty long too. He's probably gonna shoot out his spines, or not. Should have saw that coming. Oh, man. Yeah, if this wasn't free play, I would have been game over already. But I don't want to show you guys like the same level over and over again. Those are tricky. This game is definitely for people who are familiar with more recent shmups. Like I'm still getting used to Gradius on NES. I'm not in it for the money, man. You can just give me money in real life. Like I don't like this boss at all, man. Like, especially this part. Okay. Probably have to like speed up forward. Maybe turn around. I don't know. This guy's got to be close to dead. I don't know why you're sweating. I'm like, I think I'm getting there, but I can't sweat if like I'm not doing well. You know, there's no close calls. I'm just getting hit by everything. Oh, that was the first time I ever dodged it. Awesome. There's this. Going forward doesn't help. I mean, oh boy. If I didn't have free play right now, I'd be rage quitting. I'm still having fun, I guess. How does anybody play this? I'm gonna have to look this up, like on YouTube or something. Like expert players. I beat him, kind of. I don't really consider that a win, but it's something. Okay, zone J. Hopefully J is better than F. F was dumb. F zone F. I gotta use that turn some more. Wait, am I supposed to break through these? Is that the thing? What's this? Man, Pete, if you pick this up, man, good luck. I don't even know. The code for the game, don't die. Yeah, I wish it was that easy. I mean, I'm sure it might be easy for some people, but give me that yellow orb. There we go. And I died from that eel thing. It doesn't help that there's something in my eye right now. Oh, buddy. Okay. This game's like way too intense for me. Like, I thought this would be a chill game to play on stream. Just kind of chat with people. But like, it ended up being way more investing than I thought. How do you not, I don't know. How do you deal with all this and not get stressed out? Actually, my hands are pretty dry. I think it's more like my my back or something. We got a piranha. Hopefully this guy's a little bit easier than the porcupine. I don't know what those are, but I don't like them. Okay. Oh. Sorry, Pete, this isn't very retro. Okay. Maybe I can get to the other side? Turn around? Oh, that was a bad idea. Alright, those ones lit up. Do they have a force field or something? Probably. Okay. the wrong one. Okay. Back to a part where I can actually manage. Yeah, I mean, I think you'd have to double check on the joystick compatibility, or at least controller compatibility. Because if it does have it on the version that you can buy, then I would highly recommend it. Probably way better. This version I got for free. It was essentially a promotional one from John Riggs, and I have no idea if it's any different. But I do like this right here. They got the piranhas doing like the Galaga style up and down. I do like this boss a lot better than the porcupine fish, or the puffer fish. This is PC. Uber Ninja. This is on Steam, actually. It was first released on Steam, and then Limited Run Games decided to do a physical release on PS4, and then they're also doing one on Vita. But since they are Limited Run Games, it is limited. But it was originally supposed to be a PC game only, or a digital game only. I think you might be able to download it for PS4 or Xbox as well. I don't know. You would have to double check. If someone can double check that, then that way we can quote it. Yeah. These fish need to get out of my face, man. Do you think these little circles are like the roe? Like fish eggs? Oh, I went up when I shouldn't have. Like, that's kind of like a finger thing, like a finger twitch. Like, I'm not used to having all fingers control, like, my ship in a shmup like this. They're not communicating like they're supposed to be doing. But if I'm using my thumb or my hand as one unit and the joystick, then I might be performing a little bit better. I don't know. It's funny how like the music we're listening to actually matches with the game too. I mean, it's pretty intense, I think. Just wait until FPS. I do fine actually. I was playing some Overwatch last night, and it was the first time I've played in months since the Switch came out. And yeah, FPS I'm fine, but when it comes to this, you know, it's a little bit different for some reason. I mean, one of the main reasons I've been playing, when I started PC gaming, actually, it was only using, oh, thanks for joining my Discord, man. Really appreciate it. Yeah, when I first started playing PC games, it was only for, like, FPSs, like, COD and, like, Battlefield and stuff. I didn't really play games like this, so I got used to using the mouse. Ooh, come on and slam. Ooh, game over. Did I miss something? Maybe it's because I chose a different mode. I don't know. Let's see, maybe CS mode? Chronicle Sabers. Have I ever played Payback 2? No, I have not. I've heard of it, but I don't know much about it actually. Preset? I have no idea what these mean. Oh well, we'll give it a try. Payback 2, is that something you play? Oh. Cool. This looks different. This looks like a mode that I would be better at. Well, I shouldn't say that. On Steam, I mostly played a lot of, like first-person shooters. Played a lot of Call of Duty. I played a lot of CS:GO. Like I was really big into CS:GO. But mostly now on the computer, if I'm not playing Switch or like a retro system, then I'm playing like my Nintendo Switch. What is going on? I will say that this game, this Darius game, compared to Darius Twin, which is the first game I played in the series, it's a lot easier to kill enemies. Like these smaller guys, which essentially die on one hit. The original game has a whole bunch of those smaller guys that take like 2 or 3 hits to kill. So we got a crab here. Oh, you missed Raiden? The Raiden is an awesome shmup. It's funny because Carol and I were talking the other day about Raiden and how much she misses it too. Like she loved Raiden because I was talking about Gradius and how I'm on a Gradius kick. Oh, so this is where the switch comes. Wait, switch. Pushing the wrong buttons. Should be a controller or something. This would be way easier with the controller. Hey, welcome to the stream, man. What's your name? Diego? Diego, am I saying that right? Diago? Welcome to the stream. Playing some Darius Burst, Chronicle Saber, CS. It's kind of retro because it's based off a retro game, it was a retro game back on like Super Nintendo. It's on PlayStation. It even has a Sega Saturn port, I believe. It's probably like the newest one in the series for Steam, PS4. Well, I do have an Xbox controller, 360 controller that I plug in through USB that I usually play for like racing games and stuff. But for some reason, there's no way to configure it on this game. So I don't know if it's the controller or if it's the game itself, or this version of the game. I don't know. There's lots of things going on. How you doing, man? Is Pete one of your friends? Oh my god, Pete. Because he's been keeping me company. Along with Uber Ninja. Stream started off pretty slow because I spent like the first hour of it actually cleaning Sega Genesis. I'm mostly a retro guy, and I was playing. Ooh, this is cool. This is kind of reminiscent of one of the first bosses in Darius Twin, actually. But yeah, I was cleaning Sega Genesis, and that's when Pete came in and we started playing this. So hopefully it was a little bit more entertaining than me just sitting there talking, but this is definitely keeping my attention more. I thought this would be a little bit more low-key, but this game's pretty darn intense. And I've got a shield on right now currently, which is probably why I'm not dying. I don't know what's going on with that, but oh, I shouldn't have used that. Zone Y. Neon Genesis, like Evangelion, like the anime? Or is that something else I'm missing? Yeah, I used to love that anime too. If you're talking about that, kind of political and kind of weird at times, but I really like the idea of big old mechs. There's gonna be a reason I'm not dying right now. Maybe I'll test it out. Will I be cleaning more games tomorrow? I will be cleaning games if I find more games to clean. But if that's something you want to see, I could probably find something to clean. I do have like a little stock of things that I haven't touched in a while from the thrift store. So typically I'm a game collector. I game pretty casually, but I collect pretty hard. I go to the thrift store a lot of pawn shops, and I pick up a lot of old things, and I tend to clean games. And if that's something you want to see, I can definitely get something arranged so you can see that, unless I don't really have anything planned. I don't even have a set stream schedule, which is something I should do. I'm just kind of focused on other things. But if you're sticking around, man, if you want to see that type of stuff, then I'll keep it coming, you know. Motivate me. Oh, this guy is cool too. I'm digging all these bosses. And it's awesome because I'm really into like marine life, like marine biology and stuff. At one point I actually wanted to be like a marine biologist. There's gonna be a reason why I'm not dying right now. Like, okay, there you go. So I can die. Okay, so you are looking forward to some sort of thrifting and cleaning sort of thing. Okay, I can try to do something tomorrow if I got some time. If I got nothing else going on. Just follow me on like Facebook or Instagram. I definitely always post on there. And that way you'll know exactly when I'm streaming. Or if you found a way to subscribe to me on Twitch, then set up those notifications. We'll stream in real life. Oh, okay. So you want to... I don't know if you want to see me walking around thrift stores and finding nothing. Because I think that's something that a lot of people don't quite understand, especially people that are first getting into collecting. They always expect as soon as they go to the thrift store, they don't find any, or they expect to find things at good prices all the time. Because whenever community groups or Reddit subreddits and forums, people are constantly posting things like, "Oh, look what I found for like $3 today," that sort of thing. And so when people try to get into the hobby, they expect to go to thrift stores and they find things every day, but in reality, you don't. It's a lot about patience and stuff. I don't even know what I'm doing in this game, but is this the same level as the first level? This looks like the same exact level as the first level. What am I missing? But like I mentioned, I'm still putting this stream together. It's gonna grow. Not in terms of followers and whatnot. Hopefully, I mean that's a plus there. But I'm gonna be building up on it. Increasing production quality, essentially, giving viewers, more options to do things like subscribe from the video, visit my other channels from the video, that sort of thing. Interact a bit more. I don't know if I can get any bots going, but that'd be cool if I could. But it's all goals, one step at a time, sort of thing. This is the same level. I don't. Why am I playing this again? I don't know. Hopefully, I'm not spoiling the game for anybody that wants this game, because I don't know. It's been out for a while. It's been out for a couple years now. Force Cloud. Yeah, this is the same exact boss. What's going on with this? I wasn't really reading. I mean, I can only get better at these bosses, though. So. I think I'm kind of getting the hang of this game. That was much better than the first run. And another thing about, like, in real life thrifting, I know you want to see that, but honestly, that's probably something that I won't do too much. I like being pretty low key when it comes to when thrifting, especially I don't want to blow my cover, because I don't know, so for some reason in the area I live, there's a pretty big saturation. We're pretty saturated in terms of collectors and resellers. So when you let people know your motive, then they tend to try to screw you over more. Not saying I don't want to know people to know who I am. But I don't know. There's like a certain type of person out there, and there's a bunch of them that are kind of out to get you. You know, especially if they know you're looking for games, and so they make sure that you don't get those games. Not to say that everyone's like that, but because I did write a piece on why it's so important to network. But, and sometimes it's nice to play dumb. Like especially with people that don't really care about what they're selling. But if you make it seem like you know what you're talking about, and you're going to start asking questions about value and stuff, especially when you're on a budget. You know, I don't have a whole bunch of expendable income, and I try to do it within a reasonable budget. And if they start asking questions, then they're going to start charging me out, you know, eBay value for it. And that's the whole reason why I go out thrifting, is because I can't afford eBay value for it. Yeah, I mean, there's some sharks with resale shops. Not all of them are sharks though. Actually, I know a few shop owners, and they're probably some of the nicest people that I know. You know, in the community, they always help me out. They always hook me up, but you know, I understand that they have to make a living too. But they do care about the stuff that they sell. You know, some of the times they have difficulty getting rid of it because they think it's cool, it's one of a kind, that sort of thing. Like they come across like a little Samson or something, or a test cart prototype, that sort of thing. But they do have to make a living, and if they can, you know, that's more power to them. But they are like super nice dudes. But then there's also those other guys that, you know, they don't care about what the item is specifically. They just want to make a buck off of it, you know. So they might not even know what the item is. They just know that it fetches, you know, a pretty price on eBay. So you walk into those shops and try to converse with them at least. I like talking a lot. And converse with them, you know, about certain things, but they don't really try to converse back. They don't really care. And they know nothing about what they're selling, essentially. Real talk. People are crazy. But I like to give them the benefit of the doubt, you know. I at least try talking to them before I call them a lost cause. How is the market over in California, man, for retro gaming? Because it's pretty bad because I'm in Washington State. It's pretty bad in Washington State right now. Like, it's super popular. There's retro game stores everywhere. Everyone wants a piece. You know, we got everybody on OfferUp saying that they're going to pay the most cash for Nintendo items. You know, there's nothing on Craigslist, there's nothing on OfferUp, because you got the same people like saying that they'll pay cash for everything. You know, I'll pay cash for everything too. Just, I don't need to advertise for it. I'll just put in the legwork for it. high resellers. Yeah. What about the whole fiasco with the NES Classic? How was that over there? Yeah, we got a high concentration of collectors and just people, enthusiasts in the area. Like I'm part of Seattle Retro Gamers because that's probably the biggest Washington group in Washington, or collecting group in Washington, and we have close to 1,000 people on it. You haven't seen anyone buy or own it, but surely you've seen a reseller at least. Like, are they actually selling? If you have any idea. And for how much? I have no idea what I'm doing in this, because I have a feeling that if maybe I'll go with this ship. If I push enter again, I'm going to end up in the same level set. Complete 1 out of 4. All you hear are rants. Oh, if I go up now, it's different. I played the same level set twice. How's that for intuition? Mud wheel. Yeah, so like Washington got a pretty good stock, especially because Nintendo of America is here, so it makes it very easy for them to get a whole bunch of stock and then just kind of redistribute because they have warehouses here too. Yeah, and yeah, like my fiance just mentioned, we have Amazon over here, and so we're getting a whole bunch of stock. I mean, not currently, but when it first came out, we were getting a whole bunch of stock, and sorry, so I mean, if you made the effort to stand out in line. Oh, Mountain Lake Terrace, that's actually not too far away from me. But yeah, if you put in the legwork and you stood out in line, then there's a high chance that you would get one. But once they announced that, of course we had resellers, but once they announced that it would stop production or wouldn't be produced anymore, they shot up to about like $500 for resellers, and they were selling. But now they've actually gone down to about, $200, and you can find them for like maybe $180. The highest is probably $250. But I have a buddy that used to live up here. He moved down to San Antonio, Texas, and those things are still selling for like $500 down there. Even the Nintendo Switch. Nintendo Switch, you can find them pretty regularly up here, especially since it's the new hot console. But people are still trying to resell it, but they're reselling it for maybe like maybe $380 to $400. But they aren't selling too often at that price. Whereas in San Antonio, Texas, my buddy was trying to find a Nintendo Switch, and their resellers are selling it for like $500, and they're not getting stock as regularly as we are up here. Yeah, so I actually ended up buying one up here and shipping it to him, and it turned out to be way cheaper than him waiting to, because I shipped it to him at cost essentially, and ended up being way cheaper to get it that way than from a reseller down in San Antonio, or waiting for Walmart to like increase its price, or Toys R Us to increase its price or something. Because I don't know if you knew this, but Toys R Us technically has the ability to change the price at their discretion. Like some high-level collectibles, like Transformers, they'll sell them for $90 one day, and because of demand, they'll sell them for like $120, the next week. Yeah, I wouldn't get your hopes up on the in real life, Dan. Back. It may or may not happen. Might be something I have to ease into. Like I personally want to create content that I would enjoy watching. And personally, I don't really enjoy watching some of that in real life stuff. I know it sounds kind of narcissistic, but I like being able to revisit, my content and see how it looks, and kind of listen to myself and watch myself, and that way I know what I can improve on. Oh, thanks for checking out my YouTube channel, man. I know you said you followed a bit. I didn't know you were gonna watch some of the videos. Yeah, my YouTube is okay. Again, like this Twitch, it's growing. I'm working on making it better. I have a revamp coming soon, especially with the help from my buddy Gameboy Zero. He's got a better channel than me. I mean, it's younger than mine, but he's got a lot of great content, and his production quality is like on point. But he's helped me out. He gave me this new logo, and he's got a theme song going for me and animation, so he's gonna be helping me build that. And pretty soon, hopefully, I'll be able to relaunch, quote unquote, relaunch my YouTube channel with a little bit more content, or a little bit different content, a little bit more retro gameplay, probably something more geared towards like what you do, and that way I can get like essentially more branched out. I can branch out a little bit more. For the content I create. I don't know if that makes sense, but I'm like invested in this game. Sometimes it's hard to talk when you're in a game as intense as this. Like, I've not been playing with the video game music either, the background music. I'm sure if I did, like, I'd be dead silent. This is the last one. Yeah, man, thanks for following them. Like, John Riggs has gone... Oh, sorry about that. I should probably... I thought I turned that off. Like, you shouldn't be able to see my mouse cursor. Just imagine it being like one of the enemies, like... I'm just shooting at that guy. Yeah, but like those guys I really look up to, like John Riggs, Blurry Gill for streaming. He's got an awesome stream. Gameboy Zero, who's a new acquaintance, he's got an awesome YouTube channel. Hopefully, I mean, he's newer than mine, but hopefully I can get to his level one day. The immortal John Hancock, is a local legend around here in Washington. awesome collection, bunch of full sets of video games. He eventually wants to open a museum. He's super knowledgeable about everything, super humble too. Yeah, all awesome guys. Trying to think of anybody else. Metal Jesus, he's local to Washington too. I met him on a couple occasions. Super cool dude. I don't know him as well, but you know he's a nice guy from what I've experienced with him. Reggie, Radical Reggie, he's from around the area too. Also a girl named Kelsey Lewin. She actually owns Pink Gorilla down here, which is a retro game store. Probably one of the biggest, if not the biggest, retro game store chains down here. They get a lot of like import stuff. That store's been around forever. She's got a channel as well, but they all help each other out on their channels, and hopefully I get to a point where I'll be able to be featured on their channels and I don't know, become closer friends with them because they're cool people. Oh no. Yeah, Metal Jesus, he's got an awesome channel. Like I love watching his Hidden Gems videos. Like it's great to see games that I've never heard of, or games that I've played and nobody else has ever heard of. To hear those get acknowledged, and if I'm interested in them, then I can pick them up. Especially, it's really great when they're actually cheap in value, so I don't have to spend too much on it. Yeah, his guests are awesome. Kinsey's another person from around here. She's got her own channel too. She talks a lot about beer and video games, so if you're into beer, definitely check out Kinsey's channel. I've never met her actually. I mean, I've seen her in person, but we've actually never met each other yet. Whereas all the other people I've interacted with at least once, at least like a cordial like hello. This is a level I haven't played before. Oh, my shield is gone. This is not good. Mission failed. I guess that's the first. Whew, this one's way more challenging. I guess that's actually a good place. A good place for this stream to end, though. It's getting kind of late for me, and we're getting pretty close to like 2.5 hours on this stream. And I don't want to tire myself out, especially if I end up doing this tomorrow. So, yeah, we'll call it quits for now on Darius Burst Chronicle Savers. Surprised I didn't go to E3 or TwitchCon. Yeah, I mean, TwitchCon I didn't know was a thing until like yesterday. I have been collecting and part of or doing this retro gaming thing and gaming thing for a while now. But I didn't really get myself out there until very recently, like within the past 2 years. So I was never really involved in communities, meeting people. But once I started doing that, it changed my whole perspective on this lifestyle and this hobby and stuff, and really changed my life. And that's why I'm doing like this type of stuff now. This is why I'm on Twitch, why I have YouTube. If you notice, my YouTube's only like less than a year old. It's coming up on a year. and it's making things a lot more enjoyable for me. I'm meeting new people, I'm acquiring new things, I'm gaining new opportunities, and you know, all these new events are probably in my radar, but probably not anywhere in the near future. I had a chance to go to E3, but it was kind of a sketchy. I don't know. It was somebody I knew. He was like, "Oh yeah, you can go. I can't go. Just pretend to be me," sort of thing. I didn't really like that. I wanted to go on my own accord, represent myself. So I decided not to do that. Of course, E3 tickets. This is the first year that they did made it open to the public. So surely enough, they sold out, and now I have to wait until next year for my chance. So there's that. I did get tickets for PAX though, so PAX Prime, which is Seattle's PAX. I did get tickets for that, so I'll be attending that. I've always been a fan of Emerald City Comic Con. I'm into comics as well. I have Seattle Retro Gaming Expo coming up this weekend. I also attended Vancouver Retro Gaming Expo, which took place about a month ago in Vancouver, BC. And before that, I attended Cowlitz Gamers for Kids, which is an event organized by the immortal John Hancock down in Cowlitz County, Washington. And it's a charity event for kids with disabilities and learning disorders and autism, and all the proceeds for that, vendors will go do their vending thing, but all the money for auctions, raffles, and like the vending tables and the entrance prices or ticket prices to get in, all those proceeds go to the Cowlitz County ARC, which helps support all those kids. So it wasn't until recently that I started doing all these crazy events, or not crazy events, but going to these events, meeting new people, getting these channels started. So hopefully it grows. It's definitely becoming a big part of my life and something I really enjoy. So hopefully, eventually I make it to E3, make it to TwitchCon, and one of my goals is to be able to get enough followers, not for any sort of status, but I want to be able to attend these events as like a press, like with a press badge or something, or content creator, that sort of thing. I mean, I think that'd be really cool. It's kind of like a secondary goal, but I think it would be cool nonetheless. But either way, I'm ranting about it. You'll learn as you follow my stuff. You'll learn more about me and how much I talk and rant about my passion about this type of stuff eventually. So yeah, I mean, look forward to more streams, look forward to more videos on YouTube, more images on Instagram, all that fun stuff. I'm trying to be motivated enough to do that. That was one of the reasons that I did all this stuff. I want to be motivated. So anyway, I gotta get to bed. I'm getting kind of tired. Got some more work to do in the morning for my actual job, and for the stream. But anyway, thanks again, Pete. Thank you for hosting. Thanks for sharing on Twitter. Really appreciate it. Bringing some people in, interacting, keeping me company, that sort of thing. It's been awesome, man. Yeah, man. Have a good night. We'll catch you on the next one.